All right. So next up, we have, it's kind of a new thing for me. I'll have to figure out what to kind of do with these eventually, but we do have 5 unsexed plakat bettas. So let me introduce you to my new 54-gallon Bowfront Betta Sorority. So I've been noodling around with this idea for a couple of months. The original plakat bettas that you saw at the beginning of the video was sort of the start of that plan. I picked those fish up at the Michiana Aquarium Society Tropical Magic Auction back in September. Those fish served as a test case to see if this would actually work. I put these fish in a 20-gallon aquarium upstairs in the fish barn. So over the past few months, I've observed their behavior and realized this is something that I could go forward with, and this is something that would work. So then a few weeks ago, John from KG Tropicals reached out and offered me a betta. And I chose to get a female betta, which further reinforced this idea of setting up a Betta sorority. I then proceeded to order 4 more bettas, which I received a week and a half ago, along with the dither fish that I ordered from Aquahuna. All of these fish were added to the tank at the same time to ensure no one fish would establish dominance over the entire tank. So let's go ahead and take a look at these amazing bettas. Just as important as the bettas are the dither fish. They've helped make the new bettas feel comfortable in their new home. So at the same time that I got the bettas, I also got in these harlequin rasboras, as well as these ember tetras. So these fish not only add a level of security for the bettas, but also make the tank extremely fun to watch as you watch these fish dart back and forth around the tank and creating nice little schools. So the tank that I decided to use was a tank that housed the Laticara curviceps, the large angelfish, and the coral platies. So after I moved those fish into their new 125-gallon tank, I went ahead and cleaned out all of the plants, just leaving some of the Vallisneria for line of sight blocks. I then gathered up some dragonstone and some driftwood and created the aquascape you see here, leaving plenty of space for the bettas to swim in and out and line of sight blocks to avoid aggression issues. To maintain the proper temperature in this tank, I do heat my fish room, but I also run an auxiliary heater to make sure the temperature is maintained. You do want to keep your betta tank around 75 to 78 degrees. Along with the plants, I do run an aquarium co-op sponge filter to provide filtration and aeration for the tank. This tank is on my auto water change system, which runs 2 to 3 minutes, 3 times per day. So I do feed this tank a variety of different foods. Some of my favorites are the aquarium co-op fry food, live baby brine shrimp, the extreme nano pellet, and many other small pellets and flake foods. As a backup plan, there are about 100 tanks here in the fish tank barn. So I do have plenty of extra tanks where I can house either a group of bettas or individual bettas if an emergency arises. I tend to find their behavior very similar to a lot of the Mbuna species that I keep in other parts of the fish barn, where it's beneficial to either add all of the fish that you want to keep at once, or if you are to add new tank mates, add them in groups of 6 or more so that the new single fish isn't singled out and bullied. In dealing with species like this, it is important to be extremely observant so that you can react immediately to any changes in the tank. Sometimes these changes can be subtle, but other times these changes can be quite dramatic. So it is important that as fish keepers, we keep a close eye on species tanks like this so we can react quickly and adjust to problems as they arise before they get any worse. So with the 10 bettas that are already in here, I really don't think I'm going to add any more. I think 10 would be a sufficient number, especially with the large number of dither fish that I have in here already. I may add some sort of pleco or bottom-dwelling fish like a Corydoras catfish, but definitely I'm not going to really add anything like topwater or any other bettas. Depending on how things go, there is definitely the potential for aquascaping changes to add more line-of-sight blocks and hiding places if those are deemed necessary. As this tank evolves, there will definitely be future videos showing all the changes in this tank. I definitely would appreciate it if you'd hit that subscription button and ding the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the updates here on the channel. So with that being said, stay safe out there, stay fishy, and we'll catch you on the next video.